Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review. Today from McFarlane Toys in their Batman 66 line, we are featuring the Man of Steel himself, Superman. So this is one of those figures, for me it's like a dream come true. We finally have a re-envisioning of what Superman might have looked like in the Batman 66 TV show. The cool thing with the Batman 66 line from McFarlane is that they're finally pulling ideas and concepts and characters from the comic book series, which DC has kind of put out maybe a couple of years ago. It expands on the original TV show, but it's in comic book form, and they're producing some nice characters. You know, they're taking classic DC characters and throwing them into that Batman classic 66 TV series universe. So this is a nice re-envisioning of what Superman might have looked like on the TV show. Great looking action figure. I'm very impressed with it so far. He comes with some additional accessories, which are some kryptonite crystals. On the back of the box, you have a nice render of the toy, and I believe this was the cover to the first issue. So yeah, it's pretty neat that DC kind of like expanded on the 66 TV show with further adventures, but in comic book form. Okay, so when I first saw photos of this figure online, I think my first impression was, this looks like one of the best Superman figures I've seen in a very long time. Even though this is a smaller scale than McFarlane's mainline DC multiverse line of action figures, I still think it's really well crafted, it's well presented. You know, even though it's a smaller scale, you know, this is only a 6-inch scale figure as opposed to the 1/10 scale of the multiverse line of figures. I don't know, there was just something about this figure that really spoke to me. It's so clean, it's so streamlined, and it really still captures that aesthetic of Superman, but in the 66 universe. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the way they did the collar piece. Maybe it's the logo, but yeah, something about this felt very, very much at home in the 66 Batman universe. If anything, I kind of wish they gave a much more pleasant facial expression. This one, he just looks very bored and stoic. You know, I always kind of envisioned if Superman was in the Batman universe, he'd be very optimistic, always smiling. But I don't know. It's just, man, just look at it. Very, very well done. A beautiful cloth cape. Mine's kind of marred because of the tape that was at the bottom of it. You know, it's a little bit wrinkled up, but it's still really nice. You're looking at a figure that stands in at probably 6 inches tall. But it's a gorgeous figure. The shade of blue and red are just perfect. And the minute you hold the figure, it's very solid, very well built. His head could look left and right. Does he look up and down? No, unfortunately. You have movement in his arms. Could we get him in a flying pose? That's what I'm wondering. Let's get his arm moved up. Unfortunately, his head doesn't really tilt upward, so trying to get him in a nice flying pose is kind of going to be a challenge, you know. If, I don't know, this... I'm kind of bummed out about that. It would have been nice if he could get his head to tilt back further, but, you know, it is what it is. He swivels at the waist, very tight on my figure. Articulated elbows that bend and swivel. His wrists move. His leg articulation, very limited, with his legs just kicking up and knees bending. And they are ratcheted, so they will hold into place. Overall, a very, very fantastic figure. I love the kryptonite accessories. You know, you can migrate this into the multiverse line of toys. And for a size comparison, here he is next to Batman. If you want to recreate the world's finest, you know, we have the two superheroes together at last in the 66 universe. And then we also have Alfred and Robin. So I'm loving this line. I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't dive deeper into the line when it first came out. When the line first came out, I was kind of just cherry picking figures here and there, but I'm really regretting that I didn't commit to buying more of the characters. Because, you know, 3 years later, McFarlane's still moving forward, and they've produced such a broad catalog of 66 inspired characters and playsets and vehicles. So it's really, really cool. I'm glad that they committed to the line. All right, so with that being said, let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I will see you at the next one. All right, later.